Welcome to r/Am I the Devil, where OP thinks he's doing someone a favor by scamming them out of $1,000. Our next Reddit post is from r/relationship advice. So, my sister fell for the dumbest scam ever. My girlfriend wasn't even trying to scam her. She posted a joke on her close friend's story about how she could turn $1,000 into $1 million for anyone. It was a joke, but my sister messaged her and said, "Really? How so?" So my girlfriend tells my sister about some fake banking thing that she can do, and my sister sends her the money. Afterwards, my girlfriend just stopped responding, and she kept messaging her until my girlfriend said, "You're not getting the money back." Of course, my sister was angry and told me and almost told our parents, but I told her to keep it between us. I talked to my girlfriend about giving the money back to my sister, and she said no, but for good reason. She wants this to be a learning moment for my sister, so she's keeping the money so my sister is more vigilant in the future. Right now it's $1,000, but in a few years it could be $20,000 if we don't teach my sister to be more responsible. I don't agree with my girlfriend, and I think she should give back the money, but I see her point of view. I told my sister that I talked to my girlfriend, but there's nothing I can do. She said no, and her response was, "Dump the whore," which was completely disrespectful, and I told her, "Don't talk about her like that." Right now, my sister isn't talking to me, and she even removed me from social media. I'm gonna give her some time. My birthday is coming up, so when she calls to tell me happy birthday, I'll try to mend things between us and between her and my girlfriend. I would really appreciate any advice on how to mend things. Wow, these comments. I did a poor job and didn't add some very important context. My girlfriend is one of the sweetest people there is. She's very kind. She volunteers and mentors a lot. She even helped my sister with her resume. I can also say this isn't about taking advantage of my sister like others suggested, because my girlfriend does decently well for herself. She genuinely feels this is a way to teach my sister a lesson because she cares deeply about my sister. It's not the method I would use, but she's coming from a good place. And then another update where OP says he's going to give his sister $1,000 out of his own pocket. This comment from Deleted. I agree with his girlfriend. I go around the neighborhood and the houses that are unlocked. I go inside and take their stuff, and I refuse to give it back. I do this selflessly to teach people the importance of locking their door. I mean, right now it's me taking a TV, but the next time it could be someone breaking into your safe. It's a thankless job, unfortunately. Am I the butthole for reporting my coworker's side business to our employer? I'm a 27-year-old woman, and I work at a mid-sized marketing firm, and my coworker Jake, who's 31, has been using the office computers and a popular bevy of creativity tools to run a freelance business on the side. He charges clients like $500 to $1,000 per project. Our employee handbook explicitly says that we cannot use company resources for personal business, and I've seen someone get fired for this exact thing 2 years ago. I found out because he mentioned it casually one day. Said that he was making decent side money, and it wasn't hurting anyone since he only did it after 6 p.m. when the office was empty. Honestly, it bothered me that he was basically getting free, expensive software and equipment while the rest of us follow the rules. The software suite alone is like $70 a month if you pay for it yourself. I reported it anonymously to HR because it felt like the right thing to do. Company policy exists for a reason, and I didn't want to be complicit if it came out later because I knew about it. Jake got fired within a week and somehow figured out that it was me. He texted me that I ruined his life over nothing and that he was just trying to build something for himself. His girlfriend called me a corporate kiss-ass. True! And honestly, a few people at work have been cold to me since. My boyfriend says that I was just following policy and protecting myself. But my sister says that I'm a snitch who cost someone their job over a technicality that wasn't even affecting me. Jake wasn't stealing clients or doing anything on company time. He was just using the equipment and the software. I feel like I did what I was supposed to do, but everyone's acting like I'm the villain. Am I the butthole? Hey OP, how do those boots taste? Must be yummy for you to lick your boss's boots so enthusiastically. You're worse than a pick-me. You're a corporate pick-me. Ugh. Our next Reddit post is from r/TrueOffMyChest. This post may sound like a lot of marriage stories, and I'm sure I'll get comments about emotional labor and walkaway wife syndrome, but I was the husband in a marriage, now divorced, and I'd like to present an alternative perspective if it helps. My ex was also very interested in making things fair. She always had a list of reasons why she did more and why her situation was more difficult than mine. Our conversations reminded me of what is so often said on this website. My husband helps with the kids when he gets home, but I generally feel like most of the labor, mental and physical, falls on my shoulders. My ex felt the same way. But here's the thing about feelings. They depend on the person who's having them. She felt like she did more, but I also felt like I did more. Our workload was different, sure, but I still think I did more around the house than she did. 3 years divorced now, I still think that I did more in the marriage than she did, but she'd never in a million years see it that way. It became a question of the value of a task. I handled long-term financial planning, investing, insurance, things she didn't really notice or care about. Home maintenance, lawn care, car maintenance, tech like modems and routers, configuring parental controls on devices. I did a lot. And she just cared that the thing was working and wanted me to continue doing all my stuff and half of hers. I tried taking over laundry duties too, but apparently I could never do it right. I didn't separate things correctly, fold them the right way, put them in the right drawers. She accused me of weaponized incompetence. Looking back, I see how easily something like that can be thrown around. She picked it up from the internet and completely ran with it. And because her feelings were so big, that was enough for her to declare what I was intending. She got upset if I told her she was incorrect in presuming something like that. I really was just trying my best. I think having couples therapy can make a big difference for couples who actually can step out of their own perspectives and hear the other person, even if it means not immediately jumping to weaponized incompetence. Because from where I was, our therapist told her that she seems to be stuck in our own perspectives, and to imagine what it can look like from the other side. And I might be an unreliable narrator here, but I can say with certainty that I attempted to self-correct this about myself way before we started seeing our counselor. However, there was no sign I saw from her behavior and words that she was willing to see things differently too, which is when I decided to separate. My wife said she didn't feel like it was fair to her in this situation to follow this advice, but obviously that didn't solve anything. Eventually I just said, if I'm doing this chore, I'm doing it my way. She said, if that's how it's going to go, I'll just keep doing the laundry. I said, okay. It was hard to admit I'd come to deeply resent my wife. It's hard to put in your best effort over the years and have your partner only tell you how you're not doing enough. I could only hear that so many times before I totally gave up, which I definitely did. Now, this is not me saying weaponized incompetence isn't real. It can exist. I'm not even sure what the solution is. What I do know is that this is something that needs to be evaluated objectively, certainly not decided by the one person who feels that way. Maybe this is exactly the kind of thing that couples therapy can help sort out. Honestly, now that we don't live in the same house, things feel easier. I feel like I can breathe. Of course, we share 50-50 custody of our child together, but I live comfortably. I've lived alone before, and I definitely know how to handle chores, cook and clean, and parent. At the end, I think it was just different approaches to things, rather than just me being actually incompetent, lol. But we're just not compatible. OP's list of his contributions is really telling because most of what he lists are just like one and done things that takes maybe 5 minutes a week at most. Long-term investments, insurance, setting up routers, those things take a lot of effort to set up the first time, but once they're set up, they basically run on autopilot. So what else does OP do? Besides failing to do laundry. Our next Reddit post is from r/prolife. I'm a 26-year-old guy, and I recently had a baby with my girlfriend Rebecca, who's 22. She wanted to get an abortion, and I told her absolutely not, and I'd break up with her and kick her out of the apartment as my name is on the lease, as well as me paying most of the bills. To give more backstory, we met at a restaurant where she was a server. It's been 2 weeks since our daughter was born. During the delivery, she was screaming about how she wanted the baby to come out already, which honestly seemed reasonable because I hear how painful birth can be. After the birth of our daughter, she absolutely refused to hold her in the hospital. She didn't touch our daughter unless it was to feed or change her. She and our baby had to stay in the hospital for a few days before being discharged. After that, she still refused to hold her unless it was necessary, like feeding, changing, or putting her to bed. Otherwise, she'd give her to me and tell me to take care of our daughter's crying. I don't know what got into her, and she's acting different. She used to be bubbly and full of life, and now she's acting so distant and moody. So I started going through her phone to give me some type of reason as to why. I looked through her search history and saw that she was looking up apartments in a different state. So I assumed that she wanted us to move, and I didn't think much of it, as her childhood friend Anna lives in that area as well as her parents. Now, here's the current situation. I woke up the other day to find the house nearly empty. The only things that were here was my stuff, the baby stuff, and our daughter. Everything of Rebecca's was gone. Her car was gone, even all her essentials were gone. I tried calling her multiple times and it went straight to voicemail. I looked around and picked up our daughter when I noticed something taped to her crib. It was a note she left for me. If you're reading this, OP, I'm gone. I moved back to my home city. I'll be staying with my parents until I'm approved for this apartment. I told you I didn't want a kid, and you threatened to kick me out, so I gave you what you wanted. There's formula in the cabinet. I hope you and your daughter live a good life without me, as I want nothing to do with her. This is too much for me, as I wouldn't be the mother she needed. I'm willing to sign away my rights completely, as long as I don't have to be involved at all. I hope you see this as an act of kindness, as I don't think I would be good for her. I will still love you, but we're done, and that's for the best. I still cry while reading this. There's nothing else I wanted but our family to stay together, but now she's abandoning us. I'll have to ask my parents to watch my daughter while I'm at work, and I'll have to take time off, but I can't afford that. Is there any advice I can get? Any chance to possibly bring her home? I think there's something seriously wrong with her. Maybe postpartum depression that's making her act irrational? What can I do to fix this? I think my daughter has sensed that her mother is gone, and she's crying a lot more and is sometimes refusing her bottle. She was breastfed, to give context. I just need help and advice on what to do. Do I report her missing? Well, OP, if you have a baby with a woman who doesn't want a baby, I don't really know what you expect. Well, let's be honest, we do know what OP expected. OP expected to give birth, and then some kind of biological switch flipped inside of his girlfriend's brain, and then she became the apron-wearing domestic goddess who loves being a mom. That's what OP was hoping was going to happen, but now that he didn't, he wants to report a crime that she's gone missing. Okay, buddy. Our next Reddit post is from r/datit. So, long story short, my wife, who's 42, filed for divorce Tuesday. I'm 45. We've been together maybe 12 years, and we have one 5-year-old boy who is special needs. The kid was diagnosed around 1 year old, has seizures, didn't talk or anything, but we got him into a clinical trial, plus a pilot program for developmentally delayed kids. Therapy 5 times a week, and he's doing comparatively okay today. He can talk now, he goes to school, but he's still a handful and he doesn't sleep. My wife and I were both relatively high income earners before the kiddo. She was in medicine and I'm in tech. We collectively decided that she would leave her job since I work remote and she can only do her job in person, and we needed all hands on deck to manage the kid. Flash forward to today. I'm working like 10 plus hours a day so that I don't lose my job. And my wife does the bare minimum at home. She blames it on multiple sclerosis, but she hasn't been officially diagnosed yet. I get that things haven't been great for the both of us, but I just really didn't see this coming. And she petitioned to have me awarded full custody, since it's supposedly in the best interest of the child due to her health and being unemployed. I didn't know you could do that. I have no idea how I could ever support this type of kid while working full time. I don't even know if I would get child support given she has no income and hasn't worked for the past 4 years. Also, she owns the house because she bought it outright from her savings, so I'd probably have to move as well. I just feel like the rug has been pulled out from under me, and I don't know what to do. My living situation and job are in jeopardy. I don't know how to move forward. She keeps saying that she already did her time, and now it's my turn, which seems messed up. Also, in the comments, OP adds some clarifying details that changes the context a bit. According to OP, his wife was a doctor who owned the fully paid off house prior to marriage, and OP told her to pay all the household bills from her savings. OP also refused to allow her to hire outside care, and his wife was looking after her elderly parents, plus the full responsibility of their disabled child's appointment and all-around care. And she's in the process of getting a multiple sclerosis diagnosis. And then OP said, that she was doing the bare minimum, and who could have seen this divorce coming? Literally anyone could have seen it coming.
That was r/Am I the Devil, and if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit videos every single day.